Okay, it is Tuesday the 6th of February 2018. It is 2:37 PM in the afternoon, and it is diary entry number 15. Now that the thumbnail's out of the way, let's get into the video. Now then, my plans have kind of gone out the window for the beginning of this week, because, as we all know, nothing ever really goes to plan, does it, if life has anything to say about it. Now, I planned to do a lot this week as regarding like job search and things like that, but obviously I've had a mad morning / early afternoon because I've had to sort my sister's car out. Now, no one could have planned for her car breaking down last night on the way to wherever she was going, and that was a bit of a, I kind of had a feeling it was going to happen because she had a bit of problem with it. I can't English today. She had a little problem with it when we came back from Costco on Sunday. She started to judder a bit, and I was like, right, okay, hope we don't break down today. Wouldn't be good. So we made it back from Costco, and then she made it to work on Monday morning. She made it home from work on Monday afternoon / Monday pre-evening, and then she was off out in the evening, and she had to go on the motorway. And then I think my mum got a phone call. I think it was about 8:15, and she was like, "Mum, I broke down." So I was like, okay, kind of expected it, but didn't really want it to happen, as nobody does. So today we've had to me and my dad have had to tow the car to the mechanic and sort that out, and I've only just got back. So I was gonna obviously spend today starting a new job search. Now, because I've got a bit of a headache, I'm not bothered about this cold, right? I can deal with it, and as you can tell, I'm sounding a bit better. So I can deal with the cold. It's the constant pain in my head because of all the gunk and the thickness. I don't like, can't deal. So I've got a pounding head. Last thing I want to do is spend about 5 hours looking for a job. So that's tomorrow's job. As of tomorrow, we are going to continue with this week's progress and this week's goals, right? Because I've got them all written down. Written down? Got them all written down. So we're going to look for a job this week. I want to relax a little bit this afternoon because somebody rang me at 7:30 this morning and I wasn't pleased. But there you go. Stuff happens, doesn't it? I tried getting back to sleep, but I couldn't, so I just accepted the fact that I was going to wake up early today. It was still dark, so there you go. That's starting it. So we've had an early start to the day today. I woke up kind of like, because nose is blocked, eyes are like dripping sometimes, and my head is just. And as you can see, I'm still wearing the sheep because I think I've got a little bit of a temperature because I keep going hot and cold. Now, don't quote me because I ain't a doctor, but I'm a bit warm at the moment. So when I take this off, I'll be cold, so I'll put it back on. So it's a constant on-off thing. So yes, I have been wearing this for the past 10 videos or whatever, 5 videos, but I'm cold, man. I'm cold. Just leave me to it, yeah. Right. Now that that's out of the way, I have a topic for this video. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, and I say a while, it's probably only been about 3 days, but it's been sat on my mind, and I've wanted to talk about it because recently one of my friends is quitting smoking, and he's tried it a few times before, but he's determined to do it this time. And I just wanted to kind of tell you that, I'm encouraging him and things like that. But I want to talk about smoking today because, my mum and dad, if they're watching this, they know already, so it's no secret. But I smoked for a long time, probably since I was about 14, maybe. Everyone starts in school, don't they? I started in school. I only quit over a year ago. I quit on my 24th birthday. I'm 25 now. So I quit over a year ago, and it's the best thing I've ever done, to be honest with you. I feel miles better. Now, I know some of my extended family watch this, and I don't know if they knew about that. But if you didn't know, now you know, because you know it's not a secret anymore. I tried to keep it a secret for a long time. You know, tried to hide it from my mum for years, but she's got a nose like a greyhound, and she's very smart when detecting things. So when I thought I was hiding it, she knew all along. So when it came the time to tell her, I told her a few years ago when I was still smoking. When it came to tell her that I was smoking, she was like, I already know, so it's fine, you know. I mean, it's not, she's like, it's not fine that you're smoking, but, you know, she didn't batter me or anything like that, like she did when she found out when I was about 15, but it's all good. So yeah, it was a lot, you know, it was a lot easier to tell her as an adult. So I just wanted to kind of share my, it's not really a story, but share my experience, because I've got someone on Snapchat who was like, you know, I want to quit smoking, and then obviously one of my best friends is quitting smoking. So a lot of people around me are wanting to quit. So I wanted to kind of document this moment, because I wanted to tell you about how I did it and things like that. Now, if you hold on a second, I didn't do it with tablets or patches or pills or anything like that. I did it through vaping. Now, if it wasn't for this, I still would be smoking now, because the amount of times I tried quitting without anything, you know, without a replacement and things like that was unreal. You know, it's one of them things where you go, I need to quit, so I'm going to quit. So you go cold turkey, and then a week later you're still smoking. You know, you give up on trying to quit. You've not given up on smoking, you give up on trying to quit. So you do that a few times over the years. You kind of say to your mates, you know, I need to quit smoking, mate, it's horrible. So then they go, yeah, I do too as well. And then they carry on, and you're just like, right, that's it now. Last packet of fags, so you chuck them in the bin. And then you're like, right, that's it. And then you kind of sit there and you're like, this isn't easy. And then before you know it, within 3 or 4 days, you're back on fags again. So if it wasn't for this, I'd probably still be smoking now. And I know vaping, especially now, has got a kind of a stigma around it, and it, like, everyone hates vaping. Everyone hates people who vape because, you know, clouds and all that lot. It's become as annoying as smoking, really. But, and you know, the government are trying to tax it because people are turning to vaping a lot more now than smoking, so they can't, you know, they're not making money from selling tobacco anymore, so they have to kind of, you know, kind of low blow the vapors into thinking, because they did that thing, didn't they? They changed the law where you couldn't sell nicotine in it anymore, or something. I can't quite remember, but that was kind of the government's way of going, if we can't tax you, we're going to make it difficult for you. So they know they're losing money on smoking, they know vaping's doing better than smoking, and they know vaping's helping people quit. So coming up this year, on September this year, I'll have been smoke free for 2 years, which is, you know, I feel amazing. And some people do go back after a number of years, don't they? But I can tell you for a fact right now that I look at people who smoke, and this is not a bad thing, right? I'm not condemning anybody who smokes, I'm just literally telling you how I feel. But I look at people who smoke now and I'm like, how did I even do that? You know, how did I even put myself through that? Because I cannot imagine going back to it at all. Now, was the journey easy? No, it was not. Why? Far from it, to be honest with you. Far from it, you know. The amount of things I was going through at the time, and you know, you're trying to quit and you're trying to give up, and you're around people who were smoking at the time, and you're like, just, you know, your mind's just like, just have one. You know, you're stressed, just have one. And you kind of sat there, like, I don't know if he's watching, but one of my best mates will tell you, I was literally in his kitchen, right? Well, I think it was one Friday night. Was in his kitchen. He was smoking, obviously. Someone else was smoking at the time, and I was going through a lot of stress with something. I can't remember what it was, but you know, I was just fed up and stressed. And I was literally sat there like banging on his work surface. I'm like, bro, give me a fag. And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, I need one. And he's like, yeah, but do you really? And at this point, you know, I think I'd been smoke free for over 6 months, something like that. So it'd been a fair time. And he's like, you don't need one. Now I said to him when I started my quitting journey, I said, if I ever say to you I need a fag, you're telling me I don't, because there's times when I text him going, I need a fag, and he's like, no you don't, no you don't. And that, along with vaping, helped. You know, it worked for me. But yeah, I was in his kitchen one night and I'm literally banging, you know, I'm like, ugh. I'm like, give me a fag. And he's like, no, I'm not giving you one. And I'm like, bro, give me a fag. And he's like, nah, I'm not doing it. You've come so far and I'm not letting you give in. And I was like, you know, good on him for that. Good on him for that. Because a lot of people go, there you go, there's the fags. No, he did. He gave me his tin of baccy and some rolling paper and some filters and go, there you go, roll yourself one then if you really want one. But it was reverse psychology, you see, because he'd said no, knowing that I'd probably say I want one, and then he'd put it in front of me and went, right, there you go, roll yourself one then, if you really want one that badly. And I said, but I don't want one, that's the thing. And he's like, exactly, and he took it away. Now, those are the hard parts about quitting smoking. You know, the hard part, the easy part is like when you're not stressed and when you're going through the whole process and just like, yeah, this is easy, this. The hard parts are when life throws curveballs at you and you want a fag. You know, you're going through something personally and all you want to do is just chong away. You know, all you want to do is sit there and just breathe in that stress. Now, that was the most difficult part. You know, when you're stressed and this flavoured juice in this machine just doesn't cut it anymore. You know, you can sit there until the coil's burning and it still won't do it. Those are the times when it is difficult. But I can tell you now, when I say I've been smoke free for over a year, I have been completely smoke free for over a year. No matter about that time when I've just told you about, no matter how many times that's happened, not once did I give in. Not once did I give in. Now, if I had give in, then I couldn't stand here today and tell you I've been smoke free for over a year. And in the long run, that is a bigger achievement than actually saying I've been mostly smoke free for over a year, but there was a couple of times when I gave in because I was stressed. You know, standing here and telling you now that I've been 100% smoke free for over a year, probably when September arrives this year it'll be 2, is a bigger achievement than actually saying, oh well, I stopped then and then started and stopped and started. So I just want to tell you, you know, if you're watching this and you smoke and you've been trying to quit, I highly recommend vaping. But not only that, you need some good friends around you who are going to support you in it. You need, you know, supportive family and all that lot. But you need the mindset. You need the determination. Because I have a history of starting something and then not following through with it. But I can tell you now, I can stand here proudly and say to myself, you've achieved something big. You've achieved something big for your life. You quit smoking on your 24th birthday and you are still smoke free. That is a massive achievement, and I can tell you now, I can't stand the smell of it now. When I see people do it, I'm like, how did they even do that? I don't think about it. I've got no cravings. I barely use this anymore. Like, this only sits here when I fancy, you know, having a chunk and making rings. That's it. I don't need it. This juice in here is nicotine free. It's been nicotine free for probably over 6 months. You know, I don't need it. I don't have that craving anymore. I don't have that need to satisfy a craving. You know, I'm not addicted to anything anymore. So, if you're watching this and you want to quit smoking, I highly recommend vaping and a good set of friends and the right mindset. Get yourself in that right place and, you know, kick it to the curb, man. Just do it. That's all you've got to do. Just do it, because if you don't do it, you're never going to do it, are you? So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you today. And that's pretty much all I've got to say. You know, if you want to talk to me about it, feel free to DM me on Twitter. All the information is down below. if you want to DM me on Twitter and talk to me about it on Twitter, then feel free. You know, I'll happily try and talk to you about it as much as I can. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Bit of a long one today, but like I say, I had a bit of an update to give you before I started this topic. So I need to, excuse me, go and take some Nurofen because my head is like boom, 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 stupid cold. Thanks very much for watching. If you like what you see, feel free to subscribe. Information is down below, and I will see you when I see you. Bye!